Kless, and we're here on the red carpet with Brent Friedman from Electric Farm Entertainment. And Brent was just on a panel, Web Television Comes of Age. And Brent, you shared also the week before at New TV Live, the next big thing. You shared some predictions, and you shared them today in the panel. Could you share those with the streaming media audience?
Sure. Basically, my prediction going forward is there's going to be a greater stratification of web content. You're going to see more professional content come in with higher budgets and become more ambitious. And the user gen and the amateur content is not going to go away. I just think you're going to see a little bit more disparity between the haves and the have-nots in terms of the budgets. And I think what you're going to see with the bigger budgeted projects is it's not just going to be about the webisodes anymore. It's going to be creating much more of an integrated entertainment experience that's going to revolve around destination sites that are going to be wholly immersive and possibly 3D. The reason I happen to know this is that I'm working with a couple companies, and Electric Farm's got some projects in the works, and you're seeing the big media companies looking to create a much deeper level of engagement, and to the point where they're really looking to create what I call universes worthy of devotion, where you give people a place to come and be part of a community that's built around content. So it's not so much an MMO type world where it's go and make your own story. This is going to be something that actually has a narrative backbone in it, but allows both you to come and experience the story, but add onto it, and to participate with it in meaningful ways. And I think those are, you're talking about some big budget commitments to build those type of worlds, but I think as the big media players start getting into this space, they're going to be looking for something that is not film, it's not television, it's not video game, it's a new form of hybrid entertainment.
Right. And in the panel there was some discussion, because Jenny Powell of LG15 fame was on the panel, and I think you had mentioned how LG15 was one of the first to take us to more of a social entertainment medium.
Yes.
What are you doing in your work? Could you just tell the streaming media audience, for example, what's the currently, where can we tune in, or where can we register, say, for Valemont University?
Well, Valemont is a project we did in collaboration with MTV and Verizon, and that experience essentially begins at a site that's ValemontU.com, where it's a fictional college, and the conceit is it's essentially Hogwarts for vampires. And you can come and enroll or apply for enrollment to Valemont, and within a few days you'll hopefully be accepted, and you'll become a member of that college community. And we have a presence on Facebook and on a forums called Valemont Commons, and a lot of the students who are characters in the show have their own Twitter feeds, so you can interact with the characters on the Twitter feeds, and sometimes they come and actually leave comments in the forums themselves. So the story kind of has bled over into different platforms. The episodes themselves are all aggregated on mtv.com, and what we found is that the episodes are a way for people to follow a story that's inside this world, but the experience itself is that thousands of people, tens of thousands at this point, have become students in the university and are playing along. They're creating their own chess teams virtually. They're putting on their own plays. There's a performance of Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf happening, I think, on Friday night. That's a digital play. It's all being done in little private chat rooms. We had a rush week where students got to pick one of 4 houses to rush, and there's all sorts of competition now that's risen up, and now the houses want their own private, secure portions of the forum so that they can have their own conversations. And all of this is happening with a lot of the students, most of them actually, not breaking canon. They're not talking about being part of a show. They're talking about being part of a world, and they're play acting. And that's when the community kind of takes over the content. And you can't really plan for that. It was honestly a surprise, the degree to which it's happened. And now that it's happened, we're just kind of trying to manage it and let it flow in whichever way it's going.
And how has the sponsorship worked out with that particular project?
It's worked out great because we had, in this case, one sponsor. In the past, we've done some shows that had multiple sponsors, and that's a lot of balls to juggle. It's a lot of kind of integration obligations that you have.
Right, of course.
This was simply Verizon. And Verizon came in as the sponsor and basically let us do everything we wanted to do creatively. And the whole nexus of our experience is a cell phone. And it's simply a girl trying to unravel a mystery based on the fragments of media on her brother's cell phone. Her brother's gone missing, and by kind of taking all of the little clues and pieces of his life, the text messages, the emails, the photos, the songs, the video messages, that are all kind of coming at her in a very nonlinear way, she's putting together all of the pieces to solve the mystery of what happened to him. Well, it just so happens that that's a Verizon branded phone. And we took that one step further, and when you enroll in Vailmont, you actually get your own Verizon branded virtual phone. And the conceit being that, you know, we did some research, and a lot of private schools have their own intranet. They have their own, in fact, some of the high-end schools actually give students a laptop with all sorts of software and programs loaded into it. And so our thought was, well, at Vailmont, they give you a phone, and you can have, you know, contact all of the professors you need to and other students, and you're going to get messages that are relating specifically to your experience on Vailmont. So we were able to, you know, provide an integration into the content itself, as well as an integration into the experience. And I think the reaction and the numbers that we've had on the show so far has made our brand partner very happy.
Fabulous. So then we're talking about video, which is a social media, and then we're talking about a rich media experience that's just immersed with social media. Coming back to the panel discussion, coming back to streaming media, has web television come of age? Are we at the dawn?
I think, as I said in the panel, I feel like web television is just coming out of the Nickelodeon stage. You know, that what we've been making is these little kind of individual hand crank experiences for people. And as technology kind of rapidly expands, it's opening up new possibilities of what can be done. As more companies like Verizon get on board and are throwing money at this medium, as companies like MTV are starting to say, you know, we're not just making TV shows anymore, we're going to start making digital content. I think all of these things are going to start to allow for more experimentation and taking content to a different level. And I think, you know, I know the term transmedia has some opponents and proponents, but I think you're going to start to see more stories being told in a non-linear way on different platforms, because that's all available to us now. And creating experiences that are all fully integrated so that all three of the different platforms that you have, the mobile, the TV, and the computer, all are pieces of a much larger content puzzle. That's where I think web television is just moving to the point where those possibilities are opening up, and you're going to start to see an expansion into that territory. I don't think we're there yet. I think there's just a few companies that are really taking advantage of what's out there.
Right.
But I think in the next couple of years, you're going to see a real convergence of this and a new hybrid form of content starting to emerge.
Yeah, I agree. And from a technology perspective, because this conference is technology, it's education, it's content. So the technology is finally at the place where you actually can get an off-the-shelf white label platform and then bridge those three screens. So it's pretty exciting, and I agree. It was a great presentation, which will be up on streaming media in the next couple weeks. Final question: what's next for Electronic Farm Entertainment? Where can people see some of the content, see some of your work?
Well, you can start off and do a chronological tour of our work, starting with Afterworld.tv. Gemini Division right now is exclusively on YouTube. Just do a search and you'll get our Electric Farm channel there. Woke Up Dead is on Crackle, crackle.com. And Vailmont is, if you want to watch the episodes, you go to mtv.com and you'll find that we have our own channel there. And if you want to go enroll in Vailmont University, go to vailmontu.com. In terms of what's next, all of the stuff that I've been talking about is not just theory. We're actually in business with one of the big media companies to do a very ambitious and innovative, big, immersive entertainment project. I can't officially talk about it right now, because
I understand.
it hasn't been announced. But in the coming months, you'll hear more about it, and it's really exciting because I think it's really gonna push the envelope in terms of what's possible.
Very good. Well, thanks for your time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And all the best.
Okay.